Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to share this and then I'll be back. But this is the Church of RNK, although I actually forgot to put it in there. And I'm Rosemary Nolly Knight. And we're going to be talking about what to do when you feel absolutely yuck. Or what the hell am I going to be telling you what to do? I don't know. We'll see. We'll be talking about something to do with the whole feeling yuck and such. And as people of calling, and how do we keep going despite the yucky feeling and all of that stuff. Anyway, I'll be back. Give me a sec. Hey, so let's carry on. Okay, so I'm going to sing the affirmation and start there. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I take the limits off, and again, I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I take the limits off. So that's the affirmation for today. I am powerful. I take the limits off. I am powerful. I take the limits off. I'm powerful. I take the limits off. And why? Why is that for today? Are there times when you feel a bit yuck? Are there times when you feel a little bit like you're not sure you have what it takes to actually live out whatever it is that you're trying to live out every single day? Are there times when it feels a bit like you just want to give up? You just want to lie in bed with the TV on and just stop. And it could just be regular life. Okay, I'm speaking specifically to those who feel called to make a difference in a bigger, bolder way, and you know you're that person that wants to take action right now. Maybe, in fact, you are taking action right now. And yet there are days when you wake up or you come into your day and it feels yuck. Hey, say hello, say hello, say hello. I want to know who you are. So say hello, okay? Tell me where you're streaming in from. The days when you feel a bit yuck, there are days when you feel horrible. I want to share a bit of a story here. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to talk about it again, okay? This is last year. The last half of last year for me was pretty dang terrible. It was terrible, okay? I'm laughing, and I promised myself that I was going to be as real with you as possible. It was a horrible last half of the year, okay? I had come into this deeper understanding of what it was like to live a because I want to lifestyle, and I'm still very much about that. I do believe that it's everyone's right on this planet to design a life that you want, rather than continually living a life that feels ugh. Okay, so in about June, I'd come to this real deeper understanding. Me and Spirit, we've been having these conversations, or me and Papa, and it was like, there's this whole because I want a lifestyle. I talked about it a lot, and one of the things that I'd always wanted to do, and it's kind of crazy, was actually have bigger boobs. And also, having had 3 children, my stomach was destroyed. Okay, now, partly my fault, absolutely no doubt. In fact, it probably might have been completely my fault, actually, if I'm being completely clear and honest here. There was that feeling that it's completely my fault and I needed to live with it, okay? That I hadn't taken care of myself, I hadn't taken care of my body, and so therefore, how dare I think I had the right to go under the knife and get a flatter stomach. Hello, Gulsa, how you doing? How dare I think that I was born with smaller boobs, so how dare I think that I could go under the knife and get bigger ones? And it's not the kind of thing that people like me are supposed to do, you know. We are spiritual people. We don't do things like that. We are satisfied with bodies the way they are, ultimately. And that would have been my logic. And in fact, I had a friend who did go under the knife, and I actually judged her. I judged her harshly to begin with, like, why would you do such a stupid thing, etc. And the truth of the matter, one of the reasons why I was so judgmental was because I really did want to do it. But I didn't think I had the right to. I didn't think God would allow me. This was years before I realized, you know what? You are the deliberate designer of your life. Not that, yeah, it is actually that you get to choose what you do or don't do. You're not going to go to hell just because you chose to go under the knife, okay? Or because you made, or whatever, because you made a decision that is not agreeable with the population at large or whatever. It doesn't mean that suddenly your whole life is to be what? I don't even know. I had this judgment that I don't know, that in some way it was saying something about me if I went under the knife or whatever. Ultimately, I kind of put the brakes on for a while until I had this revelation of the because I want a lifestyle and the fact that, yeah, you get to choose your life. And because I am someone who, if I'm going to be saying stuff to other people, I need to be living it myself. And I'd wanted to have this operation for a while, but I didn't think I could. But I chose to in the end. So come July last year, I decided I was going to go under the knife. It was a very quick decision, very quick. Okay, where can I do it as quickly as possible before I have time to change my mind? Before anything. And you know what? I went and got it done, all well and good. In fact, at that point, because I went to Turkey to get it done, and in Turkey there was all manner of craziness going on around the airports and things like that, man. And that was, I didn't even notice, I must admit. I was just really focused in on, okay, I'm doing this thing, let's go forward. And I tell this story also because some of the stuff that I faced in the last 6 months, or the last 6 months of 2016, I didn't think I had the courage or the ability to go through any of it. Now, on the face of it, and I still kind of judge myself, I'm not going to lie, that there is parts of me that think, well, you brought it on yourself again. You made a decision that you were going to have an operation. You didn't have to. I didn't have to have that operation at all, but I wanted to, and so I chose to. And you know what, I'll do it again, so there's definitely no regret around that. I do quite like my boobs. I do quite like my flat stomach as well, actually. So from that angle, no problems. But this is the thing, it didn't heal. It didn't heal for a very long time. And in fact, it didn't heal until December. And for that whole time, I'm praying and I'm, like, okay, I really want to be healed. I had to go back to Turkey about 4 or 5 times, go back under anesthetic 3 times, I think it was, in that 6-month period. I felt horrible. My daughters, I was away from home. It seemed that one of the big whys for me was that I'm around my children and watching them grow up, and I couldn't hug them. I couldn't hug them for 6 months or so. Oh God. My husband was home, thankfully, because thankfully we designed a life where he was able to work from home, so that really did help. But it was hellish. It was really hellish. And I felt so ashamed and guilty. Guilty about my children, guilty about my husband having to deal with all the flack. Guilty that I got ashamed, or guilty that I couldn't hug my kids. That I was here, but not really here, because I was so scared that I would never heal. Scared that I actually even have to give back the boobs. So there was that too, but thinking, oh my God, any moment now I'm gonna have to go back to square one, and I would have gone through all of that pain for nothing. It was terrible. It was horrible. And I'm not even sure that I had it in me about 6 years ago to go through that and stay standing. Because this is the thing, that in the middle of all of that, all I knew was I was still very committed to my vision of, well, the Because I Want a Lifestyle one. That even though you, in the process of sometimes going after the things you desire, or I desired, that things don't always work out. There is this hope and dream that I know I carried, that, if I was completely in the right and God was on my side, then everything should always work out perfectly. That there should never be any pain or fear or anything going wrong. And this just felt as if I was being judged and punished, but I knew it wasn't the truth. That was my old thinking, but it's difficult to shake. Difficult to shake when you're going through a hell of a time. But yeah, I held, I suppose I am, the thing is, despite all of it, and I did feel yuck a heck of a lot of the time. Do you belly roll? I have no idea what that even means, frankly. A heck of a lot of the time. What was I even saying? Where was I going with this before I got asked a random question about belly rolling? But this is it. You know what? I suppose one of the things that I would liken this to is this. We choose, as people with calling who want to make the difference and, you know, bigger, bolder way, all of that stuff, and we are ready to take action now. The whole thing, it's like being in business for me right now, completely choice. Completely by choice. When things are going horrible, like for me the last 6 months of last year, things going horrible, business was definitely okay, but not as, it wasn't progressing in the way I wanted it to because I couldn't give it as much attention. And I was hurting a lot. So there was always that feeling that you're putting your family through incredible stress for what? For your own selfish desires. That was me thinking that, okay? For some of you, maybe you've thought that with your business. When things aren't working out in the way you would like it to, you remember that, hey, I made a choice to be in business. And maybe my family doesn't need to go through this with me. And it becomes a temptation, a desire to quit. Because you can say to yourself, well, I'm bringing this on myself. And I definitely, with the operation, I couldn't quit. Basically, it was too late to quit. But there was that feeling of, why have I done this? And yeah, there was guilt around it for sure. And I suppose I've said that. And even now I look back at that time. And anyway, it was hellish, okay? I don't even know how sometimes to really explain it, because I was showing up here, doing all the live streams, doing all of this stuff, and you know, smiling. It's not as if I didn't smile ever in that period of time. But it was in that period of time, as well as, I suppose, many events in my life where I've realized that I'm a lot more powerful than I give myself credit for at times. That despite the uncertainty, whether, you know, I don't even know how do I explain what I'm even trying to say here? I don't even know. I don't even know completely what I'm trying to say here, except because I don't want it to be preaching at you. I don't want to give some kind of crazy lesson. Except I do want to remind you that you're a lot more powerful than you think, though. And that even when it feels as though you've made mistakes, because I know that for the last part of last year, it felt like I was just making mistakes upon mistakes, and I couldn't go back because I had made the decision in the first place to do this. And I know some people would think, well, you didn't have to do it. And no, I didn't have to. I wanted to, and I would still do it again, I say. So I have no regrets in some ways about the operation itself. I have regrets around how the whole thing played out. I wish it hadn't played out quite so terribly. But I suppose what I'm saying is that I don't see this as a mistake, but some people might see it as a mistake. You might see that some of the things that you're doing that you want to do, you may see it as some kind of, oh, I'm being selfish. And so when things don't quite work out, you start to tell yourself it's some kind of punishment from God or something. Because I know I was saying that to myself. I'm wondering, am I being punished? Am I being punished for wanting what I want? And you might even hear me say that and think, oh my gosh, she's so selfish. I don't even care. I'm speaking to those who know that sometimes what you want may feel wrong to begin with, but that actually there's nothing actually wrong with going after what you want. But you don't have to, you don't perceive it as some kind of punishment that means that you need to pull back. It's like some people could be in business and you're telling yourself you can't be in business, or you can't write that book, you can't do any of that stuff because that would put your family under jeopardy. And how dare you think that you are allowed to live life doing the things that you want to do. And so then you sell your birthright, your inheritance of a freedom lifestyle because you tell yourself, hey Alexa, how you doing? Oh, thank you for sharing a bit of your story yesterday, honey. Was it you? I think it was you. Was it you? I don't think I saw it until this morning or something, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, how did I not see that on the live stream yesterday? I'm not sure, it might have been you or it might have been somebody else, but it was, hey Narayama Swami, how you doing? Lovely to have you here as well. All y'all, it's lovely to have you guys here, okay? I don't even know what, I'm rambling on a little bit, but at the same time, no, I really wanted to, I don't know, I want to say so many things, and I don't know what I want to say. All at the same time. But to say, I suppose the title said, you know, what do you do when you feel yuck? What I do is continually show up. What I do is keep my eyes on the goal, which is, for me, it's Project 334K. Yeah, I did the boobs, I got the awesome waistline for me first. But I also got it because I felt like I would be lying to you guys or to the people I feel called to serve if I didn't go ahead and do the things that I say that others are allowed to do. If I allowed my old thinking around, are you allowed to do such things? Have a little bit of water, so tired. I'm not tired. Are you having a little bit of water? I'm not tired anyway. But anyway, oh, I don't even know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just felt the need to really tell the story of last year. And that despite the horribleness of it, we are incredibly powerful people. That even when you think you've made a mistake, you keep the vision in mind, right? You keep the vision in mind. I kept the vision in mind. In fact, if anything, even in that period of time, I was getting clearer and clearer on my vision. Spending more and more time with Papa, knowing that, you know, though, because there were lots of people judging me on social media, actually. And I felt like I needed to pull back a little bit, but but that would have just been fear. And I did pull back a bit, more than I would have liked to, truth be told. But I continued to show up. And that, for me, was breakthrough. Actually, there was a heck of a lot of other stuff that happened around that time. And maybe one day I'll even tell the full, complete story. But just suffice it to know that there was just hell. So when I talk about when I did that program, which I just did, and some of y'all should have joined, which is Against All Odds I Rise. I was there were a heck of a lot of odds last year, particularly. There's still some stuff that I'm going through now, and you know what, when I've overcome, then it'd be time to tell the story. But I need you to know this, that there are times when you feel as though you're alone in your drama, and that nobody really gets, why am I doing that with my arm? That nobody really gets the hardship you are going through. And I need you to know that you are more powerful than you think. I know that just because I just woke up every freaking day and just kept showing up with the vision in mind, I kept looking at, okay, this is what I'm building, Project 334K, and also what I'm building for my daughters, for my family. I will not quit. Though things are not going according to plan, though things are not working the way I thought that they would, because I was also excited about, having this operation. I was feeling courageous that I even allowed myself to do it in the first place. But then I suddenly realized that I needed courage to go through the healing process, for goodness sake, basically. And the going back and forth and trying not to give in to despair and just stepping up. I still remember doing a challenge, actually. I'd taken myself off to Turkey and the implant was falling out. The implant was falling out and I still had to perform. I was doing a challenge for the Mavericks group and I had to show up anyway. And you know what? As soon as I'm finishing, I'm looking at my bosom. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the whole thing is falling apart. But then I'm showing up anyway, and I can't really share all that yet because it's just, what was I going to say if I start sharing and just break down and die? And yet, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this except to say, we are all stronger than we think. And that regardless of whatever trial or tribulation or even your emotions, sometimes it's just emotional, there's nothing physical happening to you. You just can't seem to get a handle on your emotions, and it feels like you just want to quit and die, and that you should, in fact. Because you know what? Being in business is a choice. Actually living out the call on your life, it's a choice. It's not the choice that many make. For most people, it's just easier. And it's not for most people, for all of us, it's easier to be in a job. It's easier to be in a job, show up at that job, don't bother thinking about dreams and visions, just do what you're told to do and go back home, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. And for some people, actually, that is the call. The call actually for you might be that you support somebody else's vision, absolutely. But there's a heck of a lot of people that is not the call. The call for you is to lead your own thing. But it's easier not to, because it's a choice. It's not there's no God is going to step out of heaven and make you be in business. No, you will choose to be in business, and you may choose to be in business even though you have children who need eating or feeding. You have a partner who may not like it. You have parents who need you. And you may choose to put yourself in business. And I tell you right now, being in business is not easy. There will be sacrifices to be made. There will be days when you just think, I don't even know that I can do this. Especially if you are someone who is called and you know you're here to make a difference in a bigger, bolder way. Then there's no hiding it. It's going to be tough at times to make that transition. And in those moments, you're going to feel down. You're going to feel the emotions might overwhelm you and make you feel yuck all the time. And I promise you, there were times when I felt yuck, except the vision. Except the vision. And it was in that time that I realized I am so much stronger than I thought. I didn't think I had that kind of power. And you might not think that you do until you start going through something. And maybe, like me, you've quit many things in the past. I had quit many things in the past. Many things. So I have gone through many hard times, and many times I've quit altogether and I'll just be a pharmacist, it doesn't matter. But for whatever reason, I think it's possibly getting older and realizing, unless I actually do it, it's not going to just happen. It was then keeping the vision in my eyes. And so despite a body that was not agreeing with me, despite feeling like the worst mother on the planet, despite feeling like the worst wife on the planet, I just kept going. I just kept going. All I could see was, the life that I decided my girls were going to have. And the 334,000 people I felt called to. That was it. Because if I was only doing it for me, I probably would have quit, because I would have felt like, I was doing it for me, but also not, okay? But I did feel shame. I felt shame because I felt like I'd put myself through this. Is it not enough that you're in business? Is that not hard enough that you then go and add on having an operation that you didn't have to have? Anyway, it was a crazy time. But this is what came out of it. A deep gratitude that I am capable of standing strong despite the pain. My relationship with Papa got so much deeper because there was nowhere else to go, man. Basically, a deeper faith, a deeper ability to recognize that I am always the designer of my life. And if I want the because I want a lifestyle, I get to choose it. Yeah, I did have surgery, honey. Did you not know, Mel? I thought you knew, but you're not there. Well, did I not mention it at all? I did have surgery. Did you not know? Did you not know? I thought you did for some reason. Maybe you're not in my world that long. As long as I think you are. I've seen you around so long now. I think you've been there forever. But yeah, I definitely had surgery last year. I had that surgery. Yeah, I had bigger boobs. I called it Operation Bigger Boobs, Smaller Waist. Basically. So yes, I did. Yeah, it was both a great, amazing thing and a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. I'd do it again, but I don't know. Would I be more prepared? I probably would be more prepared than I was last year, for sure. I didn't know you didn't know. Well, now you know. But yeah, I did. It was my because I want to lifestyle, man. Oh yeah. It was the thing that came up for me. Definitely, it's something that I wanted to do, and I couldn't be telling people that they need to, create life that they want when I wasn't willing to do the things that I wanted because I was petrified to death. So I went on a life, man. I know it is cool. It is cool. Just get the sizing right, okay? As much as you can, although how do you know? You're kind of dependent on your doctor to tell you the right kind of size. So in some ways, that was the only thing I felt a bit irritated with the doctor or surgeon about. It was like, well, you should have known the size, man. But, whatever. I think there was no blame. I didn't want to put blame on it. They were very helpful and helped me sort things out. Tattoos, I don't know. That one always seems so permanent, although as if boobs are not kind of permanent, but I don't know. What kind of a tattoo would you have if you did have one? That's what I want to know. What kind of a tattoo would you have? If I had a tattoo, I think it'd be some kind of Disney princess, which is a bit sad, really. I'd probably get Beauty and the Beast or something. Or something like that. Or Warrior Princess Daughter. That could be my thing. I don't know. But this is it anyway, guys. We go through stuff. Some of the stuff we go through is of our own making. When you have decided that you're going to design your life the way you want it, sometimes things don't quite go the way you hope. And as spiritual people, sometimes that can actually make us feel resentful of spirit because we think everything should just work out. But it doesn't always. It doesn't always. But does that make it wrong? I don't think so. Just because things don't work out. I know especially if you've been a churchgoer or something, there's always that feeling that if spirit is on your side, all the doors will open and everything will be fantastic. But it's not the truth. It's not the truth at all. A cherry blossom tree, I like that. I like the sound of that, actually. That could be cool. Take a picture when you do it, if you do it. Will you actually do it, honey? Because that would be interesting. But yes. But yeah, anyway, guys, I don't know. I am rambling a bit, I know. But it's just I don't know. I don't even know what I want. I don't want to be a preacher at you because I don't want to be preaching at you. I do a lot of that. Whereas sometimes I also want to just come alongside you to help you. I want you to know that I am just a regular girl. I know everybody knows that, surely. That just because I show up here doesn't mean that I don't have my trials and tribulations. And sometimes they're pretty dang horrible. You had that belief. What belief was that? Sorry, I'm not sure which one of what I just said you're referring to. But yeah. Oh yeah, is it that if it's of God, then everything should open and everything should be perfect? Is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, then yeah, we all did at some point because that's what we were taught. But it's not the truth because life happens. Okay, life happens and life. Part of the trials and tribulations we go through in life are the things that strengthen us and grow us and make us more powerful than we ever realized. Because I know for me, oh my gosh, if I hadn't gone through that, I'm not sure I could be going through what I'm going through now. And one day I'll tell you what I'm going through now. But for then, coming out the other side of that, wow. Well, yeah. I don't think, in fact, I know it's not true. Come on, let's think about all of the spiritual gurus we know. Look at Jesus, died on the cross. Nelson Mandela went to jail for 20 God knows what years. Was he not following the call? I think he was. Everyone, in some way that we know, yes, that's the thing. That is the thing. It does. The spiritual path definitely brings other things for strength, for sure. It also reveals us to ourselves, I think, as well. That some of these things, I didn't have to go under the knife, okay, so I didn't have to go through that particular trial at all. But I know that it's used. It is used to strengthen me, to show me that I am a lot stronger than I think. And I am. I am. And that can never be taken away from me. Ever. Ever again. There was a time I would have thought that I was weak. That I did, because I did quit a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff that I had dreams of. And I used to quit. As soon as things got a bit too hard, I'll take the reasonable route. Okay, be reasonable, Rosemary. You're a pharmacist. You don't need to be doing this other thing. You be reasonable, be logical. You need to do this, so just do that. But really, it was my fear. I didn't think I had it in me. But now I know I do. And it's not as if it's... And it's because I was made that way by Papa. Sometimes the other thing that I learned being Christian sometimes is that you're supposed to play yourself down. I'm sure yes, we do love them. We do quite like my bosoms. Yes. The other thing you learn sometimes is being a spiritual person, or one of the things you get conditioned into, I don't know, maybe it's just a Christian thing, I don't know, but there's this whole thing you're supposed to play small in order for your higher power to seem more powerful somehow. That definitely, because I had to learn to show up fully as me. Fully, and trust that my being powerful took nothing away from Papa, took nothing away from God. And because some people would say that that's just being proud. It's not. It's stupid to pretend to be less than who you are. I didn't know that though. But it's what we're taught at times, that we're supposed to somehow pretend to be some kind of lesser creature in order for our God to be stronger, as if we could take anything away from spirit, really. We can't. I remember somebody arguing with me about this on social media. I just kind of ignored them because I was like, yeah, I used to think like you do. I don't anymore. God is God. I am who I am. And I am powerful. I was born that way. I was created that way. And I lived for a long time thinking I was some kind of weak creature. But I'm not weak. Neither are you. Neither are you, man. And you can design a life doing the things that you want to do. Want to do. There doesn't need to be some kind of deep, meaningful, oh my gosh, the voice of heaven spoke to me. No, there can just be that you want it. And that's okay. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad you agree, my honey. I don't even know if I remember the affirmation now, but what were the words to it? Do I remember? I don't know. Maybe not this. I'll even try to sing it at this point. I sang it once, but I've probably lost it now. I've been talking so long. What was it? I am powerful. I take the limits off. Nope, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I remember now. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I take the limits off. And again, I am powerful. I am powerful. Take the limits off. I would like you to take that into your day, okay? Because that's what all these affirmations are about. It's about you taking it into your day and remembering that, one, you can have the desired life that you desire. You don't have to have some kind of deep, meaningful reason to go after the things that you absolutely desire. You don't have to get approval from your pastor or your spiritual leader or your boss or your who knows who in order to go after the stuff that you desire. You don't have to have, I don't know, you can just go after what you desire, because you know what? You get this one life. You may as well truly, truly enjoy it. And if you find out tomorrow that you made some kind of crazy mistake, so the blinking what? You carry on. You start from there and you carry right on. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people get so stuck that and that was me for a long time, not wanting to make a mistake, and so then you don't make any choices whatsoever, basically, because you don't want to make the wrong one, and so then you live this teeny tiny life trying to fit in and blend in and make sure you're not too far either way, but really you're just kind of bored. Especially us, we are people who are called to something more, and when you try to live that teeny tiny life, you get You get fed up with yourself, for goodness sake. So yes, and yeah, if there's a lesson to be learned here, just because you are called doesn't mean that the road is always going to be hunky-dory. Basically, some days the road is still going to be pretty dang tough, but you're not alone in it. That's the thing. You're not alone in it. You are able, more than able, to stay strong. You are capable of your calling, like I say. And there's my one other princess over there, who I can now hug. Thank the Lord. As I said, for 6 months, man, I couldn't hug my kids. The scene that I was saying to you guys yesterday, that I come from a family where we were not hugged, and I definitely wanted a family when I had my kids that we hugged each other all the time, and they knew that they were loved physically, And for that 6 months, it was terrible. It was terrible. That I couldn't hug them, and they'd be crying, and I couldn't do anything, and it was horrible. Anywho's, you are more powerful than you think. So even on the days that you feel yuck, and you feel unable to move forward, it's not the truth. You can. You're never on any kind of journey that you're not able to handle. Never, ever. Even if you brought yourself to that place. Even if you started the business, and so now you're telling yourself, oh, it's if I don't have to be here, so maybe God is punishing me because I'm here, I shouldn't not be here, blah, 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 blah. It's a lie. You are here. You're always at the perfect time or the perfect point for you. Okay? Always. Even if you made a mistake, you're at the perfect point for you, and there is a way to deliberately design yourself back onto your narrow path. Okay? Do you get that? So you are always powerful enough to change things. That is something that I would like to say I completely know, but who knows where life is going to take me next. But it's like, I know. She is, isn't she? With her lovely hair color. She is absolutely beautiful. She came back. Basically. She's the one that when she came out, because I gave birth to her at home, truth be told. And when she came out, my husband, the first thing he shouts is, oh my gosh, she's white. And the first thing I'm shouting is, oh thank God it's over. But still, it's that kind of thing that, because she had blue eyes and she was white when she was born. And there's that feeling that if I'd been under anesthetic, I might have woken up and thought, are you sure that's my child? But she is my child. Basically, I've had people actually ask, are they all your children? Because I have different colors, basically. But anyway, yes. You are more powerful than you think. Take the limits off, ultimately, okay? That's why we're singing the affirmation. You are more powerful than you think. Take the limits off. I've discovered that I'm more powerful than I think. And unfortunately, sometimes the only way you find out that you are more powerful than you think is that you go through some kind of challenge or some kind of hardship, and you realize that, oh my gosh, I did not die. So I came through somehow. Yes, throwback. Yep. I didn't die. I kept moving forward. You will not die. You too will keep moving forward. Sometimes you continue to answer the call. Sometimes the call doesn't look like what other people think it should look like. Okay, so please don't listen to everybody else telling you how you need to live your life. You are the boss of you. You are the boss of you. You get to decide whether you want bigger boobs or smaller boobs, or if you decide that you want to have a tattoo or not have a tattoo. If you decide you're going to start a business or not start a business, if you're going to indulge in writing that book or not writing that book, it's all you. You get to choose. There's a reason you have a particular hankering for it, and I wouldn't ignore that completely. But look at it, okay? Look at it. We're all good-hearted people here. We don't want to just... We're not just in it just for us. We are people that do want to make a difference, okay? Yeah, we want the good things of life, absolutely, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But you know what? We also really do want the highest good for everyone we come in contact with. So trust that about yourself. Trust that about yourself. And allow yourself to have what you want, and also to recognize that you're a lot more powerful than you realize. Anyway, that was just me sharing a story here. I wonder what you all took from it. I don't know. I do want to invite you though to, what's it called? Release to be Rich. Okay, I'm going to put the link in here for you. And if you actually, before I put the link into Release to be Rich, I want you to go and read the Because I Want to post. If you haven't read it before, you need to read it. Okay, I think that is a particularly awesome post. So I'm going to put the link into that first, which is because, oh, there's too many hyphens in this. Maybe I should type it in. Actually, it would have been faster to type it in if I thought about it. You know what? I'm going to type it in. I'm going to put Release to be Rich here first because it's easier to do this on my phone. But I'm going to type in the Because I Want To post so you can have a read of that. Looking at you now, your old pics, you can see a massive shift and coming into yourself. Absolutely, absolutely. I look at my old pictures as well. It's like, whoa. Whoa! The thing is, before I realized I was all not going to heal, I came back feeling so powerful. Oh my gosh. I was like, nothing can conquer me now. Until I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not healing, so now I needed to actually demonstrate that nothing could conquer me now. So, but yes, I am proud of myself that I went through that and I'm still standing and I'm still here, I'm still showing up. That does make me proud for sure, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have grown in that way. It didn't always feel great. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't feel great all the time at all. But we're still standing, right? Okay. I am powerful, I am powerful, I am powerful, I take the limits off. I know with my shorter hair, who knows, the hair may yet come back, my natural hair, that may yet come back, so that I never know, that may yet come back, but I quite like this at the moment. I am thinking, I saw today a picture of somebody with purple and blue. Now those two colors together could just be pretty dang amazing. Who knows? That might be the next level of Rosemary Lonnie Knight. Purple and blue. Oh yeah. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I take the limits off. Take your limits off, man. Okay? Take your limits off. There's so much of life for us to experience, and sometimes life, there's all kinds of stuff that will stop you and you start acting according to your circumstances instead of acting according to your big visions and dreams. Honey, that is a recipe for a very small life. Even if you find you made a mistake, I know I've said this, but I need you to hear this. Even if you find you make a mistake, so what? You are still taken care of, you are still fine, and you're still powerful enough to handle it. Do not reduce your life to fit expectations or to fit your old way of thinking when you know there's a stirring inside of you for more. You are powerful. Take the limits off, okay? But yes, Amel, you keep progressing as well, actually. I don't think you still have the braids, or do you? But whichever way, you look awesome. Just so you know, when I see you on Instagram as well, I'm thinking, that girl is fine. Okay, but anyway, guys, I am going to take myself off. I think I'm not sure what we're going to do this afternoon. Maybe take the girls off to a museum or something. It's kind of rainy and yuck, so we'll see. I have some recordings to do as well today, but I'm thinking I need a break, so I might go off and then come back and get to work again. Who knows? Anyway, guys, thanks for listening in. It's a pleasure having you here. I like to get to know you guys, so thanks for speaking to me. All that spoke. And everybody else that just listened, well, hey, I'm sure you know a little bit more about me now. It was fun, and I'll speak to you guys soon, yeah? Have great, great, amazing day, and remember, you're powerful. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Experience more. Experience more of life, okay? No getting them back. I miss them. Oh, good. You're getting them back. Okay. Well, I'd be interested to see them again. They looked cool, and you look cool now as well. So whichever way you seem to work the look, whichever way. So that's cool. Okay then, guys. It's time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you were born to live. Come on. Deliberately design the life you were born to live. All those little ideas inside of you, those dreams, those wants, those desires. Come on, allow yourself to have them. Yeah, there may be pain in the transition, but guess what? You're powerful enough to handle it. So take the limits off. Until the next time, my honeys, much love. Bye.